ESPN.
It's not this show.
Hey everybody, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Zane.
And this is the Dynamic Buzz. Every whatever day this is, because we're not on a schedule yet, we bring you the latest in comic news along with our suggestions on comics to pick up this week. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, starting off with movie news. DC Entertainment and Warner Bros. Animation just leaked that the next animated movie will be Justice League War. It will take place after Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, which was based off of Flashpoint, the big DC event that relaunched the entire book.
Yeah,
the entire universe.
Yeah, other than Green Lantern. Because if you're in space, you're not affected by retcons. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, basically. But yeah, so in 2014, keep your eye open for Justice League War, which is based off of Justice League Origin, which was Jeff Johns and Jim Lee's first volume of their Justice League new title, which was Justice League Origins, which was about the Justice League, the world's greatest heroes, coming together to take down the apocalyptic threat of Darkseid and his parademons.
Which means that now we're into the New 52 territory with our animated shorts. So we'll actually maybe start to see some new material that's good from the New 52 universe, because...
Yeah. And also, that means we get to see something along the lines of maybe a Death in the Family animated movie, part 1, 2, and 3. Or we could even see a Court of Owls, which I've been wanting since issue 3 of Court of Owls.
Court of Owls was really good, and it's one of those few points where their DC was able to grab the reins and put out very quickly a new book, new villains, great characterization.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to... You want to take this one?
Yes. In other news, Sony has just released pictures of Jamie Foxx as the Electro in the new Amazing Spider-Man 2. And we've also seen Paul Giamatti in his Rhino costume.
Exo.
Yeah!
Well, we haven't actually seen the suit yet. We've just kind of seen him in some kind of...
big styrofoam thing.
Yeah, so it's a styrofoam Rhino.
Yeah, but he's got the barbed wire tattoo on his head, and all I have seen are the crazy faces that he gets to make, because I guess he just decided to go off the wall with it, so he's just like... I
mean, that might be cool. Actually, probably is going to be awesome. But yeah, with Jamie Foxx, everyone was mad because here he was, a black actor taking on the role of a white character. But guess what? Joke's on you guys, because he's blue.
Like a Smurf.
Like a very... electric, energetic, the Energizer Smurf.
He's the electric Smurf.
Energizer Smurf. But no, so yeah, I mean, he looks pretty cool. In one issue that Entertainment Weekly released was he has some kind of chip on the side of his head. So I don't know if that chip will have to do with how much wattage he has. If he actually has a point where he could actually fry himself out and he has to keep track of that. So it's like a heart monitor. So we really don't know about that yet, but it looks awesome, and I can't wait till they release a trailer for this movie.
Yeah, I'm really stoked for this. I loved the new imagination of the Spider-Man movie. While I don't really feel like it was necessary to do an origin story again, I felt like this previous Spider-Man film and this upcoming one, they did a much better job with how they handled the Spider-Man himself.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was funny and not quite as depressing as Tobey Maguire, because the guy always sounded like he was going to cry when he talked.
Or he was going to do a little musical thing.
Yeah, let's break into a musical number, emo kid. Alright, let's move on. Other teasers that we've seen has been the Godzilla teaser poster for the 2014 movie, and this guy's excited about it. Everyone else should be. It reminds me of the Akira posters from the 80s anime, and it's the twisted remains of a broken building in the shape of Godzilla, with the katakana letters behind the Godzilla name, and it's just real simple. It's awesome. It really is.
Sweet.
It's like brushstroke work, and I'm really excited with the success of in my mind, the success of Pacific Rim as a movie and just as a piece of artwork for that sort of genre, I really feel like Legendary Pictures is going to make a great addition to the Godzilla franchise. Legendary Pictures just really can't go wrong with me these days.
No, but as soon as Godzilla comes out, they're gonna be like, well, it was just like a ripoff of Independence Day, that Godzilla that came out in 1998, and Pacific Rim.
Oh, yeah. Moving on. With Guillermo del Toro, since we're talking about Pacific Rim, he's been in talks with MTV talking about the dark universe of DC. He's going to be in charge of writing the screenplay and bringing in his own screenwriters for this upcoming flick.
Yeah. Well, okay, so for those of you who don't know, there are several different Justice Leagues, from Justice League Detroit, Justice League International, but there is a Justice League Dark, and that is the superheroes who take care of the supernatural department of our world. And Del Toro, who just happens to do really, really well with, the supernatural side. You've seen Hellboy 1 and 2, and coming up 3.
And Pan's Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Hopefully 3 were.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, y'all!
But no, this just seems like something that he could take a hold of and do really well, especially since we had our Man of Steel movie, which they said was going to be the thing that launched us into a DC cinematic universe. Well, from what I've heard and what people have been talking about, that Justice League Dark could be the thing, or Dark Universe is what they're going to call it, or it's called Heaven Sent. I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Dark Universe. But that it will be the launching point for the cinematic universe, which would be hilarious because this is the Justice League that no one would care about with, Deadman, Constantine, Zatanna.
Isn't Swamp Thing on this one as well?
I think he wanted to do a Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing, Frankenstein, I think would be sweet. But yeah, so it would just be...
Quick aside, John Constantine in this dark universe, he was actually the impetus for the first Crisis on Infinite Earths. He is the reason that those DC titles split off and created the Vertigo imprint. If you read Crisis on Infinite Earths, the wonderful Mark Perez, Marv Wolfman as well, yeah, they wrote in Constantine. And so we could be seeing the inception point once again through John Constantine in this film.
Wow. Never even put it that way. But no, yeah, so this is definitely the thing to pick up. He also even mentioned, since I mentioned Man of Steel, that if Warner Brothers wanted him to, he'd be more than happy to include Superman's universe. So saying that the Man of Steel... So I even mentioned the fact that Metropolis was leveled and that it was once, a city of 3 million, and it lost...
half its population.
Yeah, half its population. And they're still rebuilding, and that could be what caused the seismic activity. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, basically, he said that he would love to, be a part of the DC Cinematic Universe and let this be what starts it.
Yeah, be a cohesive universe that brings it all together.
And I think that'd be great. I feel like he'd also be a really good person to start it because as much as I was entertained by Man of Steel, I won't say liked it, but it wasn't something that should have started a DC universe.
It's while he is a flagship character in the same way that Batman is, I felt like it was too by itself. It was too isolated. It didn't feel like it could openly connect to a lot of other characters very well.
It'd been different if they started with Metallo or Parasite, some super strong villain, but not something that was a world threat. That could have made Superman seem strong, but at the same time that he was taking care of Metropolis, and then it would have...
Still kind of domestic.
Yeah, but basically Superman just saved the world by himself, so why would he need other people?
Yeah.
But I did have a friend, Emily Markham. She even said that she was like, oh, so we have Superman who saves the world, then we need the Justice League to save us from Superman.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Elite.
Wow, you are all about the...
I'm hitting it off today.
You're
I'm a
on
fire.
it.
All right. But hopefully that will mean that we have something like the Marvel Universe's success with a cohesive universe. And I would love to see that from DC because there are just parts of the DC universe that have always really fascinated me, but for different reasons than the Marvel. Hopefully they won't try to just mimic the success and take the parts of their world that really works for them and capitalize on that, rather than trying to mimic and be a pale comparison.
And that's probably why it's going to be cool, because they're going to start off with a team movie instead of trying to work it teen, not teen. Then they're trying to work up to it. Well, yeah, so it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to comic book news, Villains Month is still scaring everybody.
Yep. We are all terrified. DEF CON 3.
I'm actually kind of excited for it. That's just me. Moving on to video game news. Over the weekend, NetherRealm Studios and DC officially announced at a special presentation during this year's Evo competition that Martian Manhunter would be the 5th official downloadable character for the Injustice Gods Among Us game. Now, I've seen some gameplay of this, and it's freaking awesome. I mean, Manhunter has always been one of my favorites, and especially in the New 52, they've kind of played on him being, you know, Superman's right here, and then here's Martian Manhunter. He's like right next to him as being the strongest being in the universe. It's awesome. You see, he does, you know, Martian tricks. He even has what looks like to be some telepathic energy attacks. It's freaking cool. And even his death move is there's a little bit of shape-shifting and this and that.
He's like a psychic ditto.
Yeah. You're on it.
Whew, I wish I could hit them like that in the golf course.
Yeah, this is ESPN. He is on the ball. All right, but yeah, so overall, it's pretty sweet. Along with this character release, they also gave off a skin, and the skin is for the Green Lantern character. But it is not just any Green Lantern. It is John Stewart, the Marine architect.
All over brilliant black man of wonder.
Yeah. He's
the magic Negro.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically he's voiced, the character comes with its own set of dialogue, which is voiced by Phil Lamar, who was the voice for John Stewart in the Justice League TV show and the Justice League Unlimited TV show. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, in my mind, growing up with it, that he is the voice for John Stewart. He's the one who made me, you know, I got to know John Stewart. When I read it, I'm hearing his voice.
He's the Kevin Conroy of Green Lanterns.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, so that's definitely something to look forward to. Definitely, we're posted on our website when this will become available, because as soon as it is, definitely should pick it up. All right, well, that's it for news this week. There's been a lot of movie news, a decent amount of game news, no comic book news really, nothing exciting. But Comic-Con's just starting, so we're definitely going to get more juicy info coming up.
With San Diego coming up, we're starting to swing into real big spoiler season, and there's always going to be more Hollywood news from San Diego just because of the type of con it is. It's more about everything that goes with comics. Movies, video games, merchandise, all of that sort of stuff. But it does mean that there's going to be big hype, and I hope that it continues to snowball, because the more people that we can include in our community, the better off that we're going to be.
Yeah.
But on to comic recommendations for the week.
Alright, so my top 3 comics you should pick up this week will be Justice League of America, issue number 6, which is Chapter 2 to the Trinity War. While I have not been able to read the Chapter 1 of Trinity War, Chapter 2 is apparently supposed to be the pickup. Issue 1 ended with a cliffhanger, apparently. Can't wait to read it tomorrow, but it's supposed to start wrapping things forward, and it's about to snowball, and it's just going to be a big just orgasm of awesomeness. My next issue is Thanos Rising, issue 4, as we journey down to the origin of the Mad God, and as he continues down this road of discovering love in his own dark, twisted, evil, genocidal way.
Man, do I love killing things. That's exactly what he's thinking. Oh man, that was some good murder.
And finally, my number 3 recommendation this week will be Ultimate Spider-Man issue 25. Anyone who watches knows that I'm a Miles Morales fan, and they're even bringing in an Ultimate Cloak and Dagger, and they may be what gets Miles Morales back into action as being Spider-Man, since he's taken a year at hiatus. So definitely worth finding out in this issue.
Yep. For me, I've only got one number 1 for this week, and that's the Gail Simone Red Sonja. Gail Simone, who has been a female comic writing icon ever since her work with Secret Six, and just so vocal in everything that she does. She also had a wonderful run on the Batwoman as well, and I can't wait to see her bring... And Batgirl too. I completely forgot about that.
And then she gets fired and hired back.
Because she's too awesome. You can't keep the Gale away. You can't keep the Gale away. So, she's coming on board to write one of the characters that has often been lauded as one of the grossest examples of female objectification in comic books. I mean, come on, Red Sonja runs around in like a coin mail bikini top and is supposed to be fighting. Hey, I do love me some of the male gays every once in a while. I just want to see what she does with it, because I am a big fan of Gail Simone. I'm a big fan of what she does. I'm a big fan of her stances in equality in the comic book industry. And I want to see how she's going to handle a character as controversial as that. And I look forward to picking it up and reading it. I had never really read Red Sonja before because, I'm not a huge fan of that type of book. I like Conan the Barbarian and that sort of stuff, but I thought Red Sonja was just a step too far into the cheesecake.
Yeah.
Just a step too far.
But yeah, so definitely look forward to that issue, and you'll hear about that on Thursday. But other comics to pick up this coming Wednesday will be Adventure Time issue number 18, Bravest Warriors issue number 10, Blood Brothers issue number 1, Animal Man issue 22, Batman 66 issue number 1, Batman and Catwoman issue 22, Batman Beyond Unlimited number 18, Batwoman issue 22, Birds of Prey issue 22, Green Lantern New Guardians issue 22, Supergirl issue 22, Wonder Woman, guess what, issue 22, What If AVX issue number 2.
What if it didn't happen?
A+X issue 10, Avengers issue 16, Cable and the X-Force issue 11, Deadpool issue 13, Fantastic Four issue 10, FF issue 9, Iron Man issue 13, Nova issue 6, Morbius the Living Vampire issue 7, Savage Wolverine issue 7, Superior Carnage issue number 1, Thor God Thunder issue 10, and Uncanny X-Force issue 8.
Sounds like a good lineup.
Sounds like an awesome lineup. So, but as I always say, check out our website at www.thedynamicbuzz.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, comment down below, let us know what you thought of our recommendations. Let us know what you think about, Electro coming up, the Trinity War, if, Dark Universe, could it be, what we need for a DC Cinematic Universe?
Tell us how excited you are for the new Godzilla book, and Gail Simone's Red Sonja, and the Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
We need to talk about these things, folks. Just don't be vulgar.
Vulgar.
Vogan.
Yeah. Just because it's YouTube, anything can be rude. But yeah, so definitely check us out next time. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Zane.
And that's the Buzz.
Buzz.
This is the outro.